We invite everyone to be positive, and cheer loud and proud for those you came to support so that together we can provide a safe and respectful environment for all. And now let's meet the teams. First, for the visiting Cavemen. Number 00, Will Matea. Number 2, a Hawkeye Gil Miner. Number 3, Terrence Blair. Number 4, Stratton Dennis. Number 5, Branson Young. Number 6, Danny Jacobo. Number 7, Drew Towns. Number 8, Josh Holst. Number 9, Cashel Bost. Number 10, Wyatt Lowry. Number 11, Zalman Boersma. Number 12, Dante Fenn. Number 13, Jonathan Perez Ortiz. Number 14, John Hobson. Number 15, Caden Haynes. And number 16, Grayson Erickson. Head coach of the Cavemen is William Daniels. And now for the Tigers. Number 1, Owen Mintier. Number 2, Josh Lofdahl. Number 3, Caleb Lofdahl. Number 5, Santi Anaya. Number 7, Daniel Vargas. Number 10, Adrian Villalpando Lopez. Number 11, Alex Echeverria. Number 13, Alex Rodriguez. Number 16, Diego De Leon. Number 20, Robert Molina. Number 21, Herman Anaya. Number 23, Noah Rodriguez. Number 24, Alex Casto. Number 25, Levi Smith. Number 28, Cade Waters. Number 32, Ethan Palmer. Number 33, Aiden Punchakar. Number 36, Ben Bondurant. Number 49, Ezra Hetty. And number 50, Luke Barre. Head coach of the Tigers is Anthony Trejo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Newberg High School. You are listening to Oregon Sports Beat. I'm Ben Paul. Tonight, we have boys 6A varsity soccer. It is the Newberg Tigers who come in with a 0-win, 0-loss, and 1 draw record versus the Grants Pass Cavemen, who are starting off their season this evening. So Newberg, again, this is their second game. They had a draw against Roseburg in their opener last Thursday. Newberg, by the way, out of the Pacific Conference. Grants Pass comes from the Southwest Conference. These two teams met last season at almost around this exact same time. Not quite, but close to a year to the day. And it was a very good performance for Grants Pass. They took it 5-0, and I was talking with Coach Anthony Trejo on the phone yesterday, and based on how much he emphasized it, he knows that they got beat and beat pretty bad by this team a year ago, and that seemed to be on his mind heading into this one. Newberg, they had a tough schedule last year. They had some young players and are still a fairly young team, but Coach Trejo has really liked the step that they've taken, that his team has taken. I asked, are you going to be better than last year? He said, heck, we already are. It's the second game of the season. He already likes the way his squad is playing. He said they controlled the first half of the game against Roseburg in the 1-1 draw, gave up an equalizer later on, and got a little bit out of their game the last 10 minutes just trying desperately for that winning goal, because they outshot Roseburg by his account 15-2 and thought that they probably could have gotten all 3 points. However, at first game of the season, the result isn't the only thing that matters. Coach Trejo obviously knows that. Some really nice footwork we're seeing here in the midfield. That was Noah Rodriguez, the freshman, making a start already in his high school career at the varsity level. So Noah Rodriguez, definitely want to keep an eye on him for the Tigers. So Newberg, although last year wasn't how they were hoping it would go, Coach Trejo likes the squad he has this year. He has a lot of really good young talent, not just young talent, but just talent in general. Adrian Lopez, his number 10, fitting that he is number 10, a junior. He hasn't been playing high school soccer the last couple of years because he was playing for the Timbers Academy. And you have to pick one or the other, and has now decided, I'm going to go play for Newberg High School. And he is a humongous boost. He also wanted to highlight guys like Santi Anaya and Caleb Lofdahl. Lofdahl, a senior forward. So first few minutes of the match, everyone trying to feel things out. Nobody has a clear upper hand of anything like that. I will say I like the way Newberg's been knocking the ball around. That is a nice takeaway that time from Drew Towns stepping right in front. And that would be a good time to talk about the Cavemen. Cavers, how they're sometimes known as, depends on the sport that I've announced for Grants Pass. But they are coached by Will Daniels. Daniels recently finished up a professional playing career. He spent 6 years playing for Grindavik in Iceland. Great guy to get to talk to. Energetic, could tell he was really happy about his team. And he did tell me, so they Grants Pass, they had a darn good season last year. Mostly wins on their record, given that they are not in one of the tougher conferences. They're going to lay this off. Shot outside of the box. That was actually intended to be a cross, and Will Matea says thank you very much. His first touch of the ball game, but Newberg getting on the front foot a little bit there. So Coach, he was explaining that, yes, we lost a lot of seniors last year. So to finish my original talking point, it's not the toughest conference in the state, but they did have some darn good wins last year. For instance, the Cavemen, they beat South Medford 2-1, and after losing to them 6-1 earlier in the season, they turned around and beat South Eugene, who's a very good team out of that conference. So even though it's not the toughest conference all around, the Southwest Conference does have some darn good teams, such as Grants Pass, South Medford, and South Eugene. So they had some good wins. They were bounced by Ida B. Wells in the first round of the OSA state playoffs. Here's Lofdahl, has it taken away, goes down and around the 10-yard line at the corner of the boxes. That's the only reason I mentioned the yard mark. That's where the edge of the box is. What a run here, and a really nice save was required by Will Matea. That was fantastic footwork. I'm having a tough time seeing the numbers from here. I apologize for that. I think that was Alex Rodriguez in the midfield. Yes, that was number 13, Alex Rodriguez. Rodriguez is a 5'9" sophomore. So that is one of the young, talented players that the Newberg soccer community and Coach Trejo have talked about and are excited about. And I know it's early in the match, but the way this pace is playing, it does not look like the 5-0 blowout last season. Newberg looks comfortable on the ball. They've had a couple of push-ups in the attacking zone, and this was a really nice run from Drew Towns. Coach highlighted him for his possession skills and his abilities in the midfield, and we're seeing that on display right now. That's a pretty nice standing tackle that time from Ben Bondurant. He's a defender who stands at 6'2". He stands out there. They're going to play this back to Will Matea. So teams in the early going feeling things out. But right now I think both teams have things to build on. Newberg has had some really nice build-ups in the back. And, again, that great run from Alex Rodriguez required a pretty nice save from Matea to make himself big and stretch out on the ground there, or else it's probably in the back of the net. So Grants Pass does well to avoid an early bullet. And now we see the Cavers taking a little bit more possession. And I like seeing them play out of the back like this. That is Ayukai Miller, defender on the left flank. It's headed on by Aiden Ponchakar, junior defender. And hasn't taken away is Bondurant. This is Drew Towns again. And the keeper is gonna, well, it was shielded off by Ben Bondurant, and the keeper came to get it. So really nice chemistry on the first game of the year between Bondurant and goalkeeper Owen Mintier. Because now this is a big lesson right here that was shown by Bondurant. He lost the ball. He didn't pout about it. He ran back and made the play. He said, "My bad, guys. Now I'm going to help shield this off, use my physicality to get it to my keeper's arms." So don't just stand back and pout when you make a bad play. Don't show frustration. Go and get the ball back. And that is exactly what I was always emphasized playing soccer growing up, what my coaches emphasized. And well done by the 6'2" defender Bondurant there. Here is Lopez. Boy, is he quick. Lopez standing at 5'4", and boy, is he fast. Goes down at the edge of the box. And I'll tell you what, if that's not in the box, I think that one might have been called a foul. It's the old psychological game with the referee that if that's in the midfield, they probably give Lopez the foul there. They just don't want to give that give a penalty, which I understand. But I'm really liked what I've seen from these Tigers so far. Again, Coach Trejo saying this is a better team than last year, and right now that certainly does seem to be on display. Grants Pass so far in this one has had a lot of playing from the back, and it does take a lot of discipline to be able to play this way, and they had been until there's a giveaway. Alex Rodriguez takes it away in the center attacking area. Here's Santi Anaya. Anaya plays a ball. Oh, it's a beautiful delivery to the outside of the box. Cross, nobody was home. Falls again to Anaya. Lopez has Bondurant out on the right. He swings it out to Ben. So Grants Pass, now to really finish the thoughts from a few minutes ago, playing the Southwest Conference and had a darn good record last year. They were ousted by a really good Ida B. Wells team. The PIL is strong in both boys and girls soccer. It was the 16 versus 13 seed matchup in the first round of the playoffs last year. And 2-1 Ida B. Wells did get the better and end of the Cavers and end their season. Now here's Santi Anaya. Anaya back to Lopez, has a go from deep. And I'll tell you what, that's really good body control and spatial coverage by Will Matea, because that was not as easy of a save as he made it look. Sometimes as a keeper, if you do things right, it's not going to look like as impressive of a save because you covered ground so efficiently that you didn't have to dive for it, but that is how it should be. So really nice footwork and awareness of where he is in the goal by the senior goalkeeper, Will Matea. Grants Pass now has it in the attacking area. It's given away, though. Daniel Vargas on the ball, and Vargas has Caleb Lofdahl, who held his run to stay on sides. And Lofdahl is not a lot of help, but oh my goodness, that's some great ball work to make something out of this. Switches it to Hermain Anaya, brother of Santi. Herman is a senior, while his little brother Santi, just a sophomore. So Grants Pass ousted by Ida B. Wells, a good team, and I asked Coach Daniels, you guys had a good year. You returning a lot of guys? And he said, no, we're only returning 3 varsity starters. I graduated a lot of seniors. Good chest by Caleb Lofdahl. They're going to win a set piece in a dangerous area. And you'd think if they lost a lot of players, would be a bit of a down year. Not at all, said Coach Daniels. He said he's really liked the conditioning of these guys. They've emphasized it a lot over the summer. He thinks that they've come together well. He's liked what he's seen in training, and he thinks this is going to be another really good year. So standing over this is the number 10, Adrian Lopez. Again, played the last 2 years with the Timbers Academy. Lopez from 30 yards out. I can tell because of the yard marks. Lopez gets a good strike to it off the post. Chance still there for Lofdahl. Fires it. Great save by Will Matea. So Matea saving Grant's pass right now. I don't know if he got a touch to that first one, but we have instant replay. Big shout out to our guy Tim over here. This is awesome. I think he might have gotten a touch now that I was able to see that replay, Matea. So he might have be credited with a double save right there. Either way, the second save in particular was fantastic. Great cat-like reflexes to get down and put his body on the line. I have a feeling that won't be the only save, the only clutch save he makes tonight. Certainly won't be. Rodriguez on his left. Dishes it off to Vargas. Vargas has it blocked. So right now, you got to really be happy with what you're seeing if you're a Newberg fan. Not quite sure what these whistles are about. And there is, in fact, a sub ready. So remember, in high school, the clock counts down rather than up. So if you see 28 minutes on our scoreboard right now, that means that we've played 12 minutes. A little bit confusing because in college and the pros, it counts up. Exactly, in high school, it counts down. Just so everyone's clear on that. This is knocked out of play, but if you're the Newberg Tigers, you got to really like the pressure that you've been applying early on. And Coach Trejo was not kidding when he talked about the technical and ball handling talent on the phone with me yesterday with guys like Anaya, Vargas, Alex Rodriguez, Adrian Lopez. There were so many he couldn't even give an in-depth analysis of every single player, but they got a lot of good ball handlers on this Tigers team that we're seeing on display in just the first few minutes. Speaking of good ball handling talent, Drew Towns cutting through a couple of defenders. Here's Koshal Boast. And Newberg, again, they've always done a great job so far of they don't have the ball in their own attacking half, and they win it back fairly quickly. You haven't seen Grant's pass get a lot of crisp passes around this Newberg team in Newberg's half. So that's really good shape discipline by the Tigers and really good conditioning discipline. They're hustling to everything. Case in point now with Santi Anaya keeping the pressure on. It's where all those summer workouts come into play, you know, waking up early on a summer day and thinking, I don't want to go to training. Well, this is where it's really all paying off. These guys can tell have been working hard on conditioning, as you have to in this beautiful sport. Towns has been everywhere so far. Here's a play down the left side. Holst has it. Holst on the outside, and they're going to call him for offsides. So it was a clever little 1-2 between Towns and Holst. But the flag is up. A little bit of different roster makeup on these two teams. Grants Pass graduated a lot of seniors, and so naturally a lot of juniors who played JV as sophomores last year have come up, and that's something you want as a coach for sure. These guys have been in high school 2 years, waited their turn, have practiced at the lower levels, and now they're ready for varsity ball. So that's what's happened with the Grants Pass program. Newberg, they got some juniors and seniors certainly, but they also have talent such as got Noah Rodriguez starting as a freshman. You can see why with the ball handling skills he displayed in the first 20 seconds of the game. But you got younger guys, but they're ready to play at this level right now. You can clearly see that with their comfort level on the ball and their conditioning level. So a little bit of a different roster makeup for how these two teams come in. But right now, you can tell this is a really good football match. There's the middle to Gianni Jacobo. Jacobo near the logo, and we've seen Grant's pass comfortable playing out of the back. That's a really nice interception. Herman Anaya crosses. Lofdahl, can he bring it down to his feet? He wants that one back, but trickles away, and it will be a corner. And that was a tough situation because I think that Lofdahl, based on what I've seen so far, I think he's left-footed. The defender did a pretty good job to force him to cut that one over to his right, and he lost it a little bit. But still really good spatial instincts there from the senior Caleb Lofdahl. Created a really nice chance. I have a feeling it's not the only one he's going to generate. So Newberg keeping some pressure on. Lopez, he's so good on the ball. Grant's pass, the chance to counter. We'll see if they choose just to slow it down. Beautiful night here at Newberg High School. Gotta say, it's one of the prettier stadium settings that I've done for any sport quite a long time. Especially on a really nice early September night. Got to 90 degrees during the day. It's really cooled off, and it's just a beautiful night for this matchup. Left side defensive back, Noah Rodriguez, going to come up. He has a shot on goal. He's actually listed as a midfielder / defender, so my guess is he plays more as a defensive type midfielder. But he covered a lot of ground there, plays on the left side. Gets a shot away. Matea makes another save. Newberg last season, even though they didn't have a lot of super favorable results, they did have some interesting ones, some good ones. They beat Roseburg 3-0 in their opener last season. They lost to Sherwood 3-2, and the reason I'm pointing that out is because Sherwood they came into the playoffs last season ranked 4th in the state. And so the fact that they were able to put up a couple goals and have a really good game with one of the elite teams in OSAA says a lot about the fight of that young team. And even though they didn't have a great record last year, they showed a lot of flashes. And I think we're seeing that come to fruition now with the addition of guys like Lopez this season and experience that guys got playing as sophomores and freshmen on varsity last season. Santi Anaya, one example of that, is a sophomore who played on varsity as a freshman last year. And we can see a lot of good stuff to his game so far in this one. Rodriguez gets this one out wide. Newberg not rushing anything, but when you have a guy like this, it makes it a lot easier. Boy, he is hard to take off the ball. So far, I don't think Grant's pass has had a shot on goal. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're taking this first part of the game to settle in a little bit more. Not necessarily go for the jugular right away. Kind of play it like a chess match a little bit, or a boxing match. Use the first couple rounds to feel out your opponent a little bit. Again, Coach Daniels played professional ball for 6 years, so we know that he knows what to do when it comes to strategy. He's been around the block a time or two, that's for sure. Jacobo sends that one into the back line. Clearance only out as far as the 25-yard line where Zabin Boersma took it over momentarily. Newberg eventually does get it clear. I'd like to take the time to remind everyone that Sports Beat Weekly has your favorite local sports covered. Top football games, top boys and girls soccer games, the best matchups, the best teams. Sports Beat Weekly covers it. Go to OregonSportsBeat.com. Live Mondays 1 to 2 p.m. And Providence. We'd like to thank Providence for their commitment to the health of Newberg's kids on the field, court, and in the classroom. With compassionate support for all students' physical and emotional wellness, Providence Newberg Medical Center cares for kids. That's Providence. Well, Newberg has done a really good job thus far of not letting anything over their heads in the back. At the feet of Kashal Boast. Boast sends a play forward. That's a nice legal tackle that time by Aiden Ponchikar. Junior defender, as clean as you'd like on that tackle. Dropped to the ground, but got the ball. Took away the attacking threat. Grants Pass does have possession right now. See good communication all the way back with their goalkeeper, Owen Mintier, I should say, talking to his guys about where to shift in relation to where the ball is heading, and Grants Pass has it. Good communication there, and Anaya made a nice run here. Touches it down to Herman Anaya, his brother. Cavers will get this clear. And Mintier might want to make a run, but it's too far out for him. But nice tap back from Robert Molina. Get back there and make a smart play. Get it to his goalkeeper. Over the top, really nice control. First touch by Herman Anaya. Herman plays it forward. Lopez, deep in, cross in, save, rebound. That is a fantastic save by Will Matea. And I think Newberg's kind of looking around at each other saying, how'd that not go in? We had so many clean strikes. We just got unlucky. That is a fantastic save from the senior goalkeeper of Grants Pass. If it weren't for Matea right now, his team could have 2 balls already in the back of their net. He has been phenomenal here in the first half. Now, if you're Grants Pass, of course, you love that you have a really good goalkeeper, but you can't rely on those type of super saves. I've heard some announcers like to call it. Can't rely on those all the time, so they got to tighten things up a little bit in the box. And right as I say that, they break through. Does Newberg. Falls again in the box. Newberg's getting a lot of pressure on. Shot, and Matea going to his right. Compared to the last save he just made, that one was pretty easy. You know, it was still very good footwork, body control, and another clean save by Matea, who's got, I might count, 4 or 5 already. Now it's early on, but right now if we had to pick an MVP, I don't think it'd even be close. Hobson, senior forward, had it momentarily for the Cavers. Here's Zabin. Dispossessed, stepping up is Lopez. Lopez didn't have a whole lot of help. 3v1 there. It's taken away by Lofdahl. Boy, Newberg really keeping the press on. Lofdahl takes a deep shot. Making a run down the left side that time was Herman. And it's hard to blame Lofdahl for not seeing him because it was pretty last minute, but I really like the idea from Herman and Naya to make that run up alongside. Of course, this first game of the season, you're figuring things out. Even though had a lot of training with each other, you never really know until you get into a full match with guys who are unfamiliar faces in an opposing team. You're figuring things out, like your chemistry, types of passes your teammates prefer, all that stuff. You're still figuring out early in the season. And Newberg, this is their second game for Grants Pass. This is their first. So I'd be interested to hear what Coach Daniels would have to say right now if we were to ask him what he's thought of his team's first 20 minutes. I'm sure he'd tell you, yeah, some breakdowns in defense where Matea has saved their behind. But he'd also probably recognize it's first game of the season. Kids are figuring out playing styles and everything like that. It was a pretty hard challenge. Card will stay in the referee's pocket. Lofdahl went down. He appears to be a long ball in, great cross idea. And that's a handball, and this should be a penalty. What are they going to call? I thought they called a handball on Grant's Pass in the penalty area. And we have instant replay right here. Thank you again, Tim. And this, oh man, they're calling it outside of the area. Steve and I are not quite sure that we thought that maybe could have been called a penalty. But they give him the benefit of the doubt. So this is, don't get me wrong, it's a dangerous opportunity, but I think you'd rather have the ball a few yards further back so you have enough angle to dip it below the bar. So right now it's been Newberg really keeping the pressure on. That is it. The foul. You could hear Newberg fans yelling and players yelling for it. They get it. Going down with Santi Anaya. Good to see him get to his feet. Hard challenge right there. Ooh, yeah. Thank you, Tim. Let's see. Cleats up. That one, I won't try to armchair referee too much, but you want to have a talking to with him after that, and he is, because that was a hard foul. That's certainly one that, if you're not careful, will get you in the book. High cross, ousted. Grayson Erickson on it for the Cavers. That pass finds its way through the legs of Rodriguez, and Cavers keep possession. So no score so far, but I've been pretty impressed with the level of play displayed by both of these clubs. They're very well conditioned. They're playing physical, and that physicality has grown as we've gotten deeper into the first half. Newberg in particular generating a lot of nice scoring chances. Might have one here as well. It's going to be tapped out to Vargas. Vargas sends one across goal to Lofdahl, heads it back. Great idea from Lofdahl there, realizing he couldn't get enough power for a shot, so trying to head it back across the face of goal, even though it didn't work out. It's a really veteran play from the senior forward. First time, not a terrible connection with the ball that time from Diego De Leon, who has come on. So both Lofdahl and De Leon, the two forwards, both in the game right now. Coach Trejo was telling me yesterday they try to usually only play with one forward, but as of right now, Lofdahl and De Leon both into the match. Maybe they're smelling blood based on all these opportunities they've been generating. Want to get both their strikers in there right now. I think this will be a corner kick. Yeah, well, first corner of the game for the Cavers. And this is an opportunity for them to push up a little bit because so far in this one, Newberg's been the better side. And again, after the 5-0 win Grants Pass had last season, you can tell Coach Trejo had this one circled. And so far, they have put on a really nice performance despite the score still being 0-0. Again, if it weren't for Will Matea, Grants Pass keeper, it would probably be 2-0 right now. He's made some fantastic saves. Great ball in, going out, not getting as the keeper. He ran into a wall of defenders and Grants Pass forwards. Thankfully, he's okay, and thankfully for Newberg, they got that one cleared. Matea making a 30-yard run out to get that one and does his job. Nice tackle from Lofdahl right there. And he taps it forward to De Leon. First touch was a little behind him, but he recovers brilliantly. Ball out wide, cross in is deflected. God, I gotta tell you, that's really impressive from De Leon, a young player, just a sophomore. First touch behind you, oftentimes that kills you. But he was able to add a recovery touch to keep that chance on. So really nice ball work that time by the sophomore Diego De Leon. Like to take the time to thank some more of our sponsors, starting with Northwest Restoration. Northwest Restoration, providing 24/7 disaster restoration. 1. Fast action is essential when your property experiences fire, smoke, or water damage, and you can depend on Northwest Restoration for a prompt response. We're available for 24/7 emergency service, and we respond to customer inquiries as soon as possible. You get service that's very customer-centered, including clear communication and direct insurance billing. We'll make sure your home or business is cleaned properly and restored to its pre-catastrophe condition. Our work is warranted, and our company is locally and family-owned. We serve a wide range of homeowners and businesses in Portland, Salem, Vancouver, and the surrounding areas. Residential properties, commercial properties, insurance companies, property managers. Call Northwest Restoration for fire, smoke, water, and storm damage restoration, mold, lead, and asbestos remediation, and construction and renovation contracting. That is Northwest Restoration, disaster restoration. Also like to take the time to thank to thank Toyota. Toyota, your local Toyota dealers are proud sponsors of Newberg High School athletics. Visit toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. First half winding down, long ball, and Owen Mintier hasn't had a lot to do so far. Makes that easy grab right there. Keeping himself warm. Wyatt Lowry, sophomore forward. This one deflected out. Newberg plays in the Pacific Conference. That includes teams such as Glencoe, Forest Grove, Liberty, and of course Sherwood and McMinnville, both powerhouses. So you got some really elite teams in this Pacific Conference. McMinnville losing 3-2 to the Jesuit Crusaders in the state championship last season. McMinnville, a very good program. Would expect nothing less for them this season. Josh Holst made a really nice move that time. It's going to go all the way through to Owen Mintier. Still the first half, but we're getting down to the last part of it. So this is where a little bit of fatigue could start to set in. You know, I've been on the pitch for 35 minutes now. A little different than the initial bolt of energy in the first 5-10 minutes. So we'll now really get to see who's in good condition. It's a nice switch. First touch, a little bit heavy. Newberg takes over. Rodriguez. That's a really clever 1-2 idea from the Tigers. Rodriguez keeping the pressure on, wins it at the edge of the box, turn to his left side. Great cross with his left foot. That's why you practice with your weaker foot, kids. So despite not having a goal, I think Newberg would probably tell you they've been happy with the way that, for the most part, they've, I don't want to say controlled, but been on the front foot in this game. Ball across from Noah Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the freshman midfielder. Double team from behind, and Ben Bondurant shielding that, letting it go out. Coming off for right now is the freshman Noah Rodriguez. Herman Anaya back on the pitch. Nice ball forward for Lopez. Lopez cutting it onto his left, back onto his right, gets this one wide to Vargas. Vargas turns up to the center. Going 1v3 and keeping possession. Alex Rodriguez gets it back, plays it out wide. I like the vision that time by Rodriguez. Lopez taking on a team. Lopez byline, and they're going to say it went out. Still a great run, a great show of skill and possession from the junior midfielder Adrian Lopez. Crew's done a good job placing the ambient mics. You can hear some of the communication there down on the field. You can hear the Grants Pass players saying, don't force it. I interpret that as make crisp, clean passes that are the right ideas. At least that's how I interpret it. Maybe they don't like that they're giving it away, especially in their defensive half. It's not a foul. Good no call by the referee that time. They're going to give this off to Ben Bondurant. Stratton Dennis, junior defender, standing behind the ball here. 50 seconds remaining in first half of play. Loftel chasing it, taking a huge hit. And I heard a Grants Pass player saying he played the ball, and to be quite honest with you, I agree. Stratton Dennis did not have a malicious intent there. Or I should say, he did not have any malicious intent. Loftel going hard for the ball, and yeah, I don't think Dennis did anything dirty or wrong there. That's a soccer play. It's a very hard physical play, but it's good soccer play. But you got to respect the effort and the aggression of the senior Caleb Lofdahl. So high school soccer, once it hits 0, it's done. So they pause the clock for injury stoppages, which is what they're doing right now. So it's a little bit different. You couldn't have a buzzer beater, per se, in high school soccer. It's not like the pros. So Lofdahl getting looked at by the trainer a little bit. Hopefully he's all right. Made such a huge impact on this game. And Newberg players saying, yeah, quick, because we only got 20 seconds. Lopez switches it on to his right. Good ball in. Headers just over the bar, but a great pursuit, great idea from Diego De Leon. He wasn't happy with himself, but that's a really tough play, and I thought he showed great instincts there and got a good look. I thought De Leon did really well there. Header was just a hard time keeping it down, but still, great instincts and a great cross. And a good way for Newberg to end the half. Though they don't have a goal, they have certainly been on the front foot. At halftime, Newberg 0, Grants Pass 0. It was a very exciting first half. In a minute, I'm going to tell you about ADEC. ADEC. On behalf of Newberg High School, we'd like to thank our game title sponsor, ADEC, supporting local schools, including academics, sports, the arts, and trade programs. Give kids the opportunity to experience challenge, fair competition, and striving for excellence. ADEC is a proud sponsor of Newberg Athletics and the community. That's ADEC. So no score at the half, but Newberg certainly could have a couple on the back of the net. If you're Grants Pass, you got to be really happy with your goalkeeper, Will Matea, who's been the star of this one so far and has somehow been able to prevent guys like Adrian Lopez or Lofdahl Anaya, Rodriguez, De Leon, et cetera, on Newberg from finding the back of the net, because they've generated some really nice chances, and I'm sure Coach Trejo is happy with what he's seen in the first half, despite there not being a goal on the board. So, halftime right now. We will be back in about 6 minutes. And welcome back to Newberg High School. You're watching Oregon Sports Beat. I'm Ben Paul. Newberg and Grants Pass. There may be zeros on the scoreboard, but there were an awful lot of chances in that first half. All of them from the Newberg Tigers, who lost to the Cavemen 5-0 at around this time last year. So about a year to the day, not quite but close, Newberg has said this is how much we've stepped up our game. And boy, have they. Now, you can talk a lot about Grants Pass. They have graduated a lot of players. Coach Daniels is aware of that. He was talking to me about it. But said he likes his team this year. He likes how the guys have developed. He likes their experience. He likes how training has gone. And this is a good program. They got a really good coach in Daniels. And so I think Newberg has to be really excited, or at least pretty happy about the way they looked in that first half. I mean, I can't say, obviously you're not going to get too excited until you have goals on the board, but they probably deserve to have at least one or two. Will Matea made a couple of fantastic saves between the pipes for Grants Pass. One in the first few minutes, and then another one with about 15 minutes left in the half where everyone was just kind of looking around at each other saying, how did that not go in? So Newberg has absolutely been the team on the front foot. And, of course, we're going to switch sides now. Good to see Caleb Lofdahl back out there. He took a knock, pretty big one at the end of the first half. I didn't think it was anything dirty, just a hard collision by two guys playing the ball. And good to see that he is all right. So if you're Newberg, I think the message is something along the lines of keep up the pressure and what we've been doing and the combinations we've been making and the instincts we've shown overall, and eventually we're going to find the net. We were unlucky to not find the net in the first half, but there's nothing they can do about some super saves that usually go in. And for Grants Pass, it's kind of the other way around. We got to get more touches in the attacking half. We got to muscle up, and we got to play better, plain and simple, or we're going to get beat against a Newberg team that looks really good. So we're underway in the second half. Just a reminder, high school games, only 80 minutes in case that first half felt a little short. It was. 80-minute games in high school. See, we've seen Grants Pass. It's one thing, and it's intercepted, right as I say it, by Rodriguez. On to his right. Strike! Just wide. Matea might have had it covered. I couldn't quite tell. But a phenomenal interception by Rodriguez. Great turn on to his right, and gets an awfully good strikeout away from there. And that is another one that Newberg's probably like, that could have been a goal. And another really good sign for the Tigers here at the start of the second half. What I was going to say before that pass was intercepted by Rodriguez, the 5'9" sophomore, is that Grants Pass, they have looked comfortable playing around in the back, and it's nice to be able to do that, but they haven't gone anywhere offensively. There's never really been a time where Newberg felt uncomfortable with Grants Pass having a possession in their defensive half, in the Newberg half, because really Grants Pass has not had a whole lot of touches in Tiger territory. And so they haven't put a lot of pressure on the back line. They haven't really, they haven't generated a whole lot. And so it's one thing to be able to play out of the back, but it's another to actually move forward a little bit and get possession in the attacking zone. Now we see Grants Pass move up a little bit, and that's a miscommunication. Again, first game of the season. These things are going to happen a little more frequently early on. Lofdahl tries to touch that forward. Again, good to see Caleb Lofdahl back in there. Backline in Newberg. Okay, it was the first mistake of the game from the Newberg defense, but they do win it back. A little bit of a shaky moment there. Coach Trejo, sure, takes a breath. Man, Newberg just has so many skilled players who can really take it in and take on a couple of defenders, use their dribbling quality. And when you got a couple of guys that can go through players, it just opens up so much more for your offense. When you got numerous guys who are that good on the ball, makes a really big difference. Alex Rodriguez sends one for Lofdahl, standing tackle away by Stratton Dennis, junior defender. It's going to be a throw for the Cavemen. Pardon me, for the Tigers. Throw for the Tigers. Here's the number 10, Lopez. Pretty good coverage on him, forcing him to the sideline with two men on him. They get it into Rodriguez. Good standing tackle by Branson Young, the sophomore defender. If you're Newberg right now, you could feel a little bit frustrated that you don't have one on the board yet, considering they've controlled most of the game and had really the only chances so far. Vargas taken away. Can Grants Pass counter? Santi Anaya. Lopez trying to dribble his way out of traffic, make something happen up near the box. Now dribbling towards the box. Vargas, first time strike. Not a terrible idea. Looking at that replay, it's not a bad idea from Anaya, especially because that could be an opportunity to maybe get someone at the back post. It's not necessarily a shot what he was going for there, I don't think. Remind everyone, Sports Beat Weekly has your favorite local sports covered. Sports Beat Weekly's guests this week include Coach Jeremy Johnson, Newberg football coach here at Newberg High. Anthony Trejo, of course, the boys varsity soccer coach here at Newberg. Syed Gurmale, the Central Catholic cross-country coach. And Jay Johnson, the Barlow girls varsity soccer coach. Jeremy Johnson and his Tigers squad plays their first game of the year. Talking varsity football here, Coach Jeremy Johnson's squad plays Canby to open up this season. That is this Friday. Looking forward to that one. Should be a fantastic matchup. Robert Molina trying to go forward that time for Noah Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a really clever turn. Tries to flick this one in. It's a pretty good ball. And takes some friendly Grants Pass deflections. Now running with it is Josh Holst. Good turn from Holst there. Holst goes down. This will win a free kick. It's tripped up from behind. So the lights are on here at Newberg High. Beautiful, I want to say summer night, but I'm not sure if that's technically correct anymore. I'll still call it summer. We're in early September. Great ball into the box. Chance here for Grant's pass, and it takes a deflection. The Cavers almost scored against the run of play completely. That would have been pretty deflating for Newberg. The Cavemen with their first real shot. And I don't know how it stayed out. Looking at this replay, I think it was just saved by Owen Mintier. So Mintier keeping this a 0-0 game. Both goalkeepers have had some really impressive saves. Hearing the instructions of play center back. Who's coming out is Stratton Dennis. And coming on, well, the guy coming on clearly isn't playing center back. They're moving somebody else in the back line to center back, because coming on is a forward in John Hobson, a senior. So Grant's Pass trying to keep up a little bit of pressure, given that they're bringing in a forward, taking out a defender right now. Rodriguez dribbled a lot there. Newberg recovers. That's a really nice cut inside, like what I've seen from Ben Bondurant this evening. Vargas had some important touches on that right side. A pretty clever idea from Vargas there, but Matea there to claim it. Seems some quality play from Daniela Vargas, sophomore midfielder. Jonathan Ortiz giving chase there for Grant's Pass. Here's Terrence to throw in. Terrence Blair. Branson Young sent that in, so Grant's Pass starting to pick it up a little bit. Josh Holst makes a man miss. Big intervention there by Bondurant, or else that one could have got through to a dangerous area. Long send from Rodriguez. That takes a deflection. Newberg, not as much possession in this half. This is on to the recent substitute, Hobson. Hobson plays one down the line. That's going to go out of play. Want to take the time to talk to you about Reed Rental. Reed Rental has the tools, equipment, and landscape products to help you get your project done. That's Reed Rental. 28-30 left in this one. Still scoreless, although both teams have had some really promising chances in this half. There was a really good save made by Owen Mintier, junior goalkeeper for the Tigers. And of course, Will Matea has had numerous very good saves. One of them I would even call phenomenal. brought down by Jacobo. Bronson Young sends a long switch of the field over to the left side. And they're going to say this is off of Ayukai Gilminer. So a Newberg throw. High throw, didn't quite have as much distance as he was hoping, so Grant's pass will take it over. This is much better from the Cavemen here in the second half. Can Mintier get there in time? He does, and he gets the ball. That's a fair play. What a play from Owen Mintier. Unfortunately, we do have a player down with injury precautions, I should say. It's a really good play by Mintier. Seeing the replay here. Thank you, Tim, and can clearly see that Mintier, yeah, there's body contact, but he was first to the ball, and so therefore that's why that's completely legal. Certainly doesn't mean it won't hurt, because that was a pretty hard challenge, or hard collision, I should say. It was a hard collision. The whole time, the stoppage of play was to chase down one of the game balls. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with who gets possession and where right here. Thankfully, Jonathan Perez-Ortiz does seem to be okay. Adrian Lopez, great skill. It is turned over. Job not to commit a foul there, though. Really a little clever back flick to Holst. Pardon me, Jacobson. Real chance here for Grant's pass, fired over the bar. It hit the crossbar of the goalpost. That's going to be up for a goal kick. Newberg catches a break, so now both teams have really dodged some bullets. It was a brilliant buildup. Brilliant from the Cavemen. And they are knocking on the door here in the second half. Night and day with how they're playing in the second half compared to the first. Matea sends this one away. Great chance by Grant's pass. Really clever build-up. And I'll tell you what, it's hard to keep that shot down. It was not far off the target at all. So it was a good strike. And Newberg catches a break. Here's Jacobo. Taken away. Here's Rodriguez for Newberg. Rodriguez down to Daniel Vargas. Vargas good in possession. Really clever play down to Rodriguez. Just a little too heavy of a touch. Going to be a corner kick. Pardon me. Going to be a goal kick. I want to take the time to tell you about Northwest Restoration, providing 24/7 disaster restoration. Fast action is essential when your property experiences fire, smoke, or water damage, and you can depend on Northwest Restoration for a prompt response. We're available for 24/7 emergency service, and we respond to customer inquiries as soon as possible. You get service that's very customer-centered, including clear communication and direct insurance billing. We'll make sure your home or business is cleaned properly and restored to its pre-catastrophe condition. Our work is warranted. Our company is locally and family-owned. We serve a wide range of homeowners and businesses in Portland, Salem, Vancouver, and the surrounding areas. Residential properties, commercial properties, insurance companies, property managers. Call Northwest Restoration for fire, smoke, water, and store damage restoration, mold, lead, and asbestos remediation, and construction and renovation contracting. That's Northwest Restoration. .23 minutes and change to play. here in the second half. Still no score, surprisingly, because both teams have had some opportunities where they're like, wow, that probably could have gone in. We got a bit unfortunate there. Both keepers have made some really nice plays. Beautiful night here in the Pacific Northwest, Newberg High School. Really got to give a big shout out to Newberg Athletics. They got really nice facilities here. See the baseball field over to my right. It's a beautiful football and soccer field. We got grass soccer fields behind where the JV played earlier. We got multiple fields for other teams to practice. Got a nice new looking school building. I was impressed. Just really nice facilities here at Newberg High School. Bicycle kick attempt. It was an ambitious one. They're going to call him for a high leg. It would have taken pretty perfect connection on that attempt. But I certainly like the effort. Adrian Lopez, a little behind his intended target, but is chased down by Herman Anaya. Herman in the corner. His pass takes it away. Ben Bondurant will throw it in. Strong throw to Lopez. So after this game, looking forward, because we are so early in the season, the Grants Pass Cavemen will take on Tigard, South Medford, and then they're at Sheldon. So Tigard's a game they'll probably look at and say we're favored. South Medford and Sheldon, two darn good programs. They had great games with both teams last season. Last year the Cavers beat South Medford 2-1, very hard-fought match. And then they beat Sheldon by 3 and then lost to them by 3 later in the year. So that's a really nice matchup between Grants Pass and Sheldon. That'll be coming up soon. It's their third game after this one. As for the Newberg Tigers, who have a corner kick right now, they're at Sandy for their next game. And with all due respect to Sandy, I think Newberg probably feels like they have a great chance to come away with 3 points in that one. They also take on Sunset. There's a drive down the goal line, takes a little bit of a knock. Pinball around, and Grants Pass does get it clear. Now can the Cavers counter? And then they play at Dallas, who they beat 6A. They beat 6-0 last year, and getting all due respect to Dallas, that one's probably a pretty big mismatch. And so after this game, they've got 3 pretty good opportunities to pick up 3 wins if you're Newberg. So you got to like where you're at right now, especially if you can put one on the board tonight, potentially come away with a win. But things are looking really good right now for the Newberg Tigers this season. Much improvement from last season. Lopez goes down. He was fouled. And of course, the ultimate goal, as we got a hard collision, ultimate goal is that you want to be competing with the McMinnvilles, the Jesuits, those sorts of teams. the South Eugenes. You want to be the Sherwoods. You want to compete with the best. That, of course, the ultimate goal for both of these programs. I would expect, yeah, someone's pointing out, I would expect the clock to stop here. So Newberg, not only are they going to be much better than last season, most likely, but they probably like their chances in general right now to be a darn good 6A team. So Coach Trejo is doing a really good job with this program. So Anaya gets to his feet. Good to see that. He'd been down for a little while. Athletic director had come out onto the field as well. And he is going to head off the sideline. Want to take potential head neck injuries very serious, especially at the high school level, really at all levels, but especially here at this level. $18 minutes to play here at Newberg High. Grants Pass has had a much better second half. They've generated some really nice opportunities. It was all about Newberg in the first half. Now, it's not to say that the Tigers have looked bad in the second half by any means, just that Grants Pass has really improved their play. Pretty good opportunity. Tough angle! Back post, there's a defender there. Ben Bondurant saves the day for the Tigers. The presence of mind to cover that back post. That is a senior making a senior type of play and keeping this game scoreless. That was John Hobson who almost scored the go-ahead goal. Boy, has this game picked up in the second half for the Cavemen. Not sure what the stoppage is about here. As we've mentioned, coming up on this week's episode, this Monday's episode of Oregon Sports Beat, we're going to talk with Newberg football coach Jeremy Johnson. Really excited to have him on, as well as Coach Anthony Trejo. In addition to Syed Gurmali, the Central Catholic cross-country coach, and Jay Jacobson, the Barlow girls varsity soccer coach. He's got a really good lineup coming up on Sports Beat Weekly. And that's just too hard of a ball. Vargas might still be able to track it down. He does. Cut back. That was cut back for Alex Echeverria, who appears to have come on for the injured Herman Anaya. Echeverria is a junior. He's 5'10". Echeverria to Anaya. Getting double teamed along the sideline is Vargas. They do win a throw. I want to highlight once again some fantastic saves from Will Matea in that first half. There's one that I'm still trying to process how it wasn't a goal. How I was able to make that quick of a reaction. I mean, that's a really good save for professionals, they would tell you. That's a save that even they don't make most of the time. That was phenomenal. And he had another really good one early in the first half, too. So Matea, big part of why the scoreboard reads 0-0. Cavemen have a couple of subs coming on to the halfway point of the pitch. We'll check in momentarily. Knocked out. This is going to be a corner. No. Pardon me. Goal kick. Subs are coming on for Grant's pass. So it's going to be a throw for Grant's pass deep in their own half. 14 minutes left to play. Echeverria. Vargas trying to turn on that one. Does deflect it into a territory that would be favorable for Newberg. Going to be claimed by Matea. Great boot, too. Molina turning and getting his pocket picked by Ortiz. Ball in, header was over the bar by Josh Holst. But Grant's pass again, showing some pressure and some offensive life. Would have been a sensational goal. Newberg has a good chance here. They can get this to Lofdahl. Lofdahl makes a man miss. Now he's got good crossing opportunities. Deep throw for Newberg, and you can hear him. I'm not sure who it was that said it, but he said, run it like it's a corner. Oh, well, that's because it's not a throw. This is a free kick. Like, that makes more sense. Similar area to a corner. .11:30 left to play. Good ball in. Goes down at the edge of the box, and you're not going to get that call right there. Another Grants Pass substitution coming. So Newberg, after a draw with Roseburg where the coach said he thought they probably could have won. Interesting to see if they're really going to push up to try and get that winning goal these last 10 minutes, or if they're content with a draw against a good program. My guess is they're certainly not going to sit back. They're going to try and generate one or two more legit scoring opportunities. A nice run by Jonathan Ortiz. Gives it off to Drew Towns. Towns trying to send it to the side. Echeverria did well to recover. Vargas. Very clever turn. And then plays it back to the Cavers. Cavemen in possession. They generate a dangerous opportunity. Mintier going to call everyone off. Cavers have done a much better job of really containing Lopez more so in the second half. He had more space and was really carving them up more with his dribbling skills, more so in the first half. They've made some really good halftime adjustments. Wouldn't expect anything less from Coach Will Daniels. Again, Coach Daniels was a pro in Iceland for 6 years, playing with Glendavik. Echeverria gonna head to the bench right now. Levi Smith, sophomore midfielder, comes on for Newberg. Lofdahl goes down. Vargas turns onto his preferred right. Vargas sends one into the middle, dangerous area. Header to it, knocked away. Good instincts from the substitute, Levi Smith. Smith went aggressively and got a good look at a header opportunity. Did everything right there, and the cross was good too. Grant's pass just defended it well. Six minutes left. No score, surprisingly, considering there have been some opportunities that, hard to believe, didn't go in. Just really, really good saves. That's the thing. There haven't been any bad misses. Just been some phenomenal saves tonight. Fatigue, I imagine, has set in. So we've played 75 minutes. Here's Lopez still showing off the moves. Back post, swing and a miss on the attempt, but recovering is Levi Smith. Smith's found some good positioning since he's come into the game. I like his instincts in the attacking area. They play a ball over the top. Mintier calling everyone off. He was out of his box, so he does the wise thing, boots it high and away. Can loft all. We know he's aggressive to try and win these. Bondurant. Man, he's so strong in possession and plays a fantastic ball down the right flank to Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez towards the side, punched away, chance still there, floating around towards the back post, it's off the back of the post. Oh, fans groaning there. They really thought that could have been the moment. Newberg can't believe it. Look at the replay, good initial punch, and then keeper is away from his line because he had to be, and it just skips away and doesn't quite tuck in the back post. So that was, wow. And a lot of those moments for the Newberg Tigers tonight. Great ball in! Defended away at the last second. Newberg's really turned up the heat. That answers my question if they'll be content with a draw or not. Pretty resounding no. They want to go for a win here at home against a good program. It's a nice, strong move out of the center back position. Well, actually, it's Wyatt Lowry, a forward, but he was playing back on defense that time. Mintier will claim this. Excitement is picked up here in the final few minutes. Again, Grant's pass has had a couple really good opportunities. One where a really good save is what prevented them from scoring. Newberg's had a few moments tonight. We're like, wow, that probably should have gone in. So this is probably the most, if we use the metric of expected goals, which they have now, this would probably be the highest expected goal rating in a 0-0 game. That's what I would imagine, at least. Score could be 3-2 right now. Grant's pass is it's not in a hurry here, and you can hear the ref saying, "Come on, White." Tell him to pick it up. Pick up the pace, that is. Lofdahl trying to run onto that. Branson Young has it in the back, playing it forward for Grant's pass towards Drew Towns. Good tackle. is their last-minute drama in the recipe for tonight. 0-0 in a game that could easily have multiple goals. Newberg has outshot Grants Pass, a team they lost to 5-0 at this time last season. Vargas, trying to cut through a million guys, draws the foul. Vargas certainly very confident on the ball. I can see why, considering the dribbling skills he has. He's a sophomore, only a sophomore. Great ball to the corner from Towns. Towns bumped off of it. Going to be a corner kick. And now Grants Pass is trying to pick the pace up. Are we in for a thrilling finish here tonight at Newberg High? Grants Pass wants to use enough time to where Newberg probably doesn't have all the time in the world to counter. Should they deal with this corner? 30 seconds left. In swinger. Great delivery, header over the bar. Stratton Dennis got his head to it. And keeper's got to run all the way back there. We've only got 20 seconds left. This is where it gets interesting with the high school soccer rules, because I don't think it's worth it at this point to try to go forward because you don't have enough time. And that's all she wrote. So one of the more entertaining scoreless draws that I have ever been a part of or ever seen in any soccer match. The MVP, if I had to give out the award, will be Will Matea. Some fantastic saves he made in the first half, and I hope they aren't forgotten because they happened closer to the start of the game. He deserves a medal for some of those saves tonight. Wow. And big reason why his Cavers are coming away with a road point. Scoreless draw. As for Newberg, didn't get the win, but a lot of positives to take away from this game. Much, much better than when they played these Cavemen last season and lost 5-0. They had more shots. They had more shots on goal. Grants Pass really came out much stronger in the second half, so big shout out to Coach Daniels for the adjustments and firing his team up at halftime. They looked like a different team in the second half. Newberg, though, both halves had a lot of good opportunities, as did Grants Pass in the second half. But tonight, despite, again, I'm not sure what the expected goal metric would say, we finish 0-0 here at Newberg High School. This was the first game of the year for Grants Pass, the second for Newberg. They have now drawn both of their matches. But a big step forward possibly for Newberg this year. Coach Trejo has to like the talent on his team, and they did look pretty good today, despite not coming away with a win, probably a little bit unlucky to not do so. So the final score here from Newberg High School, 0-0 in a very entertaining scoreless draw. Thank you. Have a great night.